Hello and welcome to today's class where we're going to be using the yoga strap. Now, you don't have to have one with a loop in. You don't even have to have a yoga strap. You can use a belt or a dressing gown tie. But if you do have one with a hoop, grab the ends just in case you don't know how to tie this one together. Make sure that there's no twists in it. Place it through both the loops, over the first one, and then under the second one. And then you can pull that tight to however tight you need it. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start today on our mats. So just come and lay down in a supine position, lay down on your back. And we're going to keep the knees bent, feet planted on the ground. Keep your right leg down, bend your left leg in. Now, if you have a yoga strap with a hoop, you can wrap the hoop around the foot. If you don't have one with a hoop, it's fine. Just grab your strap or belt or dressing gown tie, place it around the foot this way, okay? So it doesn't matter which way around you have this. I like to place it on the ball of my foot, so just underneath the toes. We're gonna keep that knee bent for a second, and just pull that leg towards you until you feel something. So if you can pull it quite close and your belly's getting in the way, bring your knees slightly out towards the side. Pull that in until you feel a slight stretch, maybe even your leg starts to wobble a little bit. Sometimes that can be because it's getting into the nerves. Just hold that for a second. Take a long inhale and exhale. And then start to straighten the leg. Now you can have a micro bend in the leg here. You don't have to have this leg straight. I like to keep a micro bend so I'm not pushing the kneecap. I'm not tensing the kneecap backwards. Slight bend in the knee, and then you're going to bring your toes as close to your head as you can until you feel that slight stretch and hold it there. Okay, so we're not going too far. We're not yanking our leg as close as possible. Just going until we find a slight stretch and holding for a second. Now, if this feels okay and it doesn't feel too much, lengthen out the right leg. If that feels enough, then just keep that right leg bent up. But completely up to you here. Now, every time you inhale, I want you to kick your heel up towards the ceiling. So this is where you might straighten the leg fully. Then as you exhale, loosen the kneecap slightly, bring that leg in. Inhale, push that heel up. Exhale, pull in. Again, you're not yanking as far as you can. We're just going until we feel something. Inhale, push that heel up. Exhale, pull in. And then stay here for a couple of breaths. Long inhales, long exhales. Let's slowly bend the left knee. Release that one down, release the strap. Place both of your feet back on the ground. Just notice if there's a little difference between your left and your right side here. There might not be, that's fine. And let's try all of that on the other side. So kick up the right leg, keep the knee bent. Place your strap around the ball of your foot, however you'd like. You can use the hoop or just grab both sides. Keep a bend in that right leg and then pull that leg towards you until you feel something. Just a tiny stretch, and just hold it there for a moment, just slowly warming up into it. Notice what's going on. Notice if this side feels maybe a little bit tighter than the other side. That's normally the case. And then let's straighten that right leg. And breathe into it here for a second. Just feeling that slight stretch. And again, if this is feeling a lot, stay here. If it's not feeling very much, lengthen out that left leg. Okay, let's make this a little bit more active. Inhale, push your heel up to the ceiling. Exhale, pull that foot in closer. Inhale, pull that or push the ceiling away with your heel. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull. And then breathe into it here. Nice slow inhales and exhales. Relax into the leg muscles as much as possible. If it starts feeling too much, just bring your foot further away from you. And then slowly bend into the right knee. Release the strap, place both of your feet back on the ground, about mat's distance apart, and just windscreen wiper the legs. So drop your knees to the right and to the left, to the right, to the left. Bring them back up to center, move your strap over to the side, grab behind the thigh, so bring your knees up. Tuck your chin, gently rock and roll back and forth until you come up to a seated position. Okay, grabbing your strap again. Gonna make it nice and long. So if you have got a hoop, just lengthen that out a bit. Bring some tension into your strap. Take your hands nice and wide, bring your arms up above your head. Okay, bring your hands as wide as you can for a moment so that the strap isn't skimming, or maybe just skimming the top of your head. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, keeping the tension, bring your strap behind your back, keeping your arms straight. Arms straight, keep the tension in your strap, and then bring it back up above your head. Again, inhale. Exhale, bring it behind. Inhale, back up. If that was easy, bring your hand in a handprint. Again, keep the tension in the strap, keep the tension in your arms. If you find that difficult, just keep your hands where they are. Take a big inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down behind. Maybe you find this a little bit harder. Inhale, back up. Exhale, behind. Inhale, back up. Again, was that easy? Maybe bring it in another handprint. Inhale, exhale. Now, if you find that then when you try to go behind, you can't quite go there, come back up, take it back out a little bit until you can just get it behind and back up, okay? With keeping the tension and keeping your arms straight. Let's just do that 2 more times behind. So it's normally about here where you start to feel it a little bit. Push past it and then come back up and then release that. Okay. Roll your shoulders backwards. Just wiggle out the arms, release that. Okay. Let's bring the legs out in front of us. Right leg's gonna stay long. Left knee's gonna bend up. Left foot against the right thigh. Grab your strap, again place it around the ball of your foot. We're going to take an inhale here to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, hands on your strap, use it to pull yourself closer. Now what you want to do here is keep looking towards your toes. We're not rounding the back and pulling down this way. We're lengthening, keeping the chest open and then pulling down. In fact, I'd look way above my toes. And hold here. Let's take 3 breaths here. Nice long inhales and exhales. Try to loosen the shoulders away from the ears. And then slowly releasing the strap. Bring your upper body back up. Other side, left leg goes long, right leg comes in, right foot against the left thigh. Place your strap around the ball of your foot. Again, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, exhale, pull yourself closer. Now make sure here that your ankle, your heel, is still digging into the ground here. We don't want your heel lifting up. Make sure that your heel is flat on the ground. Pull yourself down. 3 breaths here. Loosen your shoulders away from your ears. Loosen back out of that. Remove the strap. Let's take both legs out long, about hips distance apart. Place the strap around the ball of the feet. I'm going to do the same now over both legs. So dig your heels into the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, pull yourself closer. Hold it here. 3 deep breaths here. Releasing that. Release the strap and let's come over onto all fours. Coming over, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. Okay, so this again, you can do this without a strap, but I do like to do it with a strap. And seeing as this is a strap class, we're going to do it with the strap. I like to loop my strap for this one. You don't have to, but it is going to be easier. So if you do have a proper yoga strap, then give it a loop. If you don't have a yoga strap but you really want one, check out the description below because I've got a link of the products that I use. They're all affiliate links, but go and check those out. Wrap it around your left foot. So it's coming right in the middle of your foot, so like the arch of your foot. Okay, so from all fours here, you're gonna pick, you might wanna loosen the strap first. Pick your left leg up. Use your right hand to grab the strap. Bring your right hand up above your head. Okay, so now, because we want our leg to be a little bit closer, I'm gonna keep my leg bent, release the strap, grab as far up the strap as I can, and then kick that leg up above me. So we've got a little bit of a back bend. So you're balancing for your left hand and your right knee, lifting your hand up, and breathing into it here, trying to lift your left leg up as high as possible. Take a couple of breaths here. Release that back down. Now, if you had a dressing gown tie, I'm just going to quickly show you what that would look like because it's going to be a lot harder if you can't make the loop. Obviously, you could tie this around your foot as well. But you'd have both straps, which means it's not as long to be able to grab behind you. So what you would need to do is come up to kneeling, grab that with your right hand first, place your left hand back down, bring that left hand back up, and then you're gonna have to flip your grip. Now, if you can't flip your grip, that's fine. You can just hold it like this and pull it. As long as you're not pulling too much on your shoulder here, and you're trying to keep your torso down towards the ground. So don't turn your torso towards the side, and then kick up into it that way. So take your variation. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So maybe make your loop, or do what we've just done with both sides. Place that loop around your right foot. Again, you can come up to kneeling, place that strap over your shoulder first maybe. Come down to all fours, kick that right leg up, balance through your right hand. Get your left hand, reach all the way as far down the strap as you can, and then look forward, kick that leg up. And breathe here. Take a couple of breaths. And then slowly release back out of that. And just release the strap from your foot. Bring your strap down to the side, back to all fours. Okay, we're gonna come up to standing now. So let's bring the hands out slightly further than the shoulders, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look towards your hands. Big step or little step, come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up, come up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay, let's grab the strap again. I'm going to come into our first standing pose with the strap. So again, there are a few different ways to do these poses. You don't necessarily have to have the strap, but we're going to do this one with the strap today. We're going to place the strap around the left foot. So again, you're either going to make that loop or just grab both sides around your foot. Bend your left knee up in front of you. Have the strap on the inside of your leg. See if you can straighten that leg. Lengthen through your spine, straighten that leg. Hold the strap here. Bring that left leg up as far as you can till you feel a slight stretch. And then maybe your right hand comes on your right hip. I'm just going to turn to face you a minute so that you can see exactly what we're doing here. And then open your left leg out to the side. Hold it here. Take a couple of breaths. The aim is here, eventually you'll be able to grab your big toe with your hands, but if you can't, a strap is a great way to do this pose. Breathe into it. Bring it back in front. Release that back down. Now keep the strap over your left foot. It's going to come into the second pose that we're going to do on this side. Ground down through your right foot. Bend your left foot up behind you, keeping your knees together. If your strap is nice and long, see if you can bring your hands up above your head. Walk your hands down as far as you can get. If you have both sides, you may have to do this differently. You may have to bend that foot up, keep your left hand behind you for a second, okay, because your hands are not going to be able to reach up over your head if you've got a shorter strap. So take your variation. In fact, I'll show you that way first. And we're going to come into dancer's pose. So from here, you can always hold onto a wall as well. You can lift that left leg up high behind you, maybe lean your torso forward, maybe pull the strap, see if you can reach both and bring it up above your head. Same thing if you have the hoop, reach your hands down. Reach your hands down as far as you can. Kick that leg out, maybe lean your torso forward a bit and come into your dancer's pose. Breathe into it. And then slowly release down, come back to Tadasana. Release the strap off your left leg. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So again, either make that hoop or use both hands. Ground down first through the left foot. Bend the right foot up. Kick that right leg out. Maybe your left hand comes to the strap, maybe it comes onto your hip. Embrace the wobbles. Lift that foot up as high as you can and just notice as well, you might find that one side lifts up a lot higher than the other. And then let's kick that leg out towards the side. Balance here, breathe into it. See if you can reach that foot up a little bit higher. Bring that foot back to the center. Release it back down. Okay, let's do our dancer's pose. If you had the hoop, just keep the hoop on. Make sure your strap's around your right foot. Ground down through your left. Right knee kicks up behind you. Spin your strap, your elbow so that you can reach up behind. Whoop. Kick into your right foot, lean your torso forward slightly and find your dancer's pose. Breathe into it. Find something in front of you that's not moving, your drishti, your gaze point. And breathe into it. And And then slowly release the strap, come back to standing. Maybe unhook the strap for a moment. Come to standing at the top of your mat. Let's inhale, sweep the hands up above. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant your fingertips on the ground. And just bring your bum down to the ground. Okay, so bringing the soles of the feet together, knees wide. This pose you can do with a strap if you have one that loops, because what you want to do is make a nice big loop here, a big circle. If you don't have one with a hoop and you're doing this with, say, a belt, you may be able to do the belt as long as it can get wide enough. If you're using a dressing gown tie, maybe you can tie it together, or maybe you just skip this pose completely. But we want to put the hoop around us, around our bodies, around the back of you. I like to have my loop in front. And then place it around your knees. So just turn to face you. So the loop is coming over your heels and around your bum. Okay, now what this is going to do is create a little bit of support so you can lengthen. And it takes some of the pressure off, because then your knees can't drop as low down towards the ground. Now, another great way to do this is if you had bolsters or pillows and you could lie back and really enjoy this. But this is also just another great way to enjoy butterfly pose. You can bring your feet in closer, maybe tighten the strap and relax here. Now, for some people, this might not be as comfortable as others. So just notice how you feel. For me, it doesn't really do that much unless I'm using it as a really relaxing pose where I can lean back onto something. But completely up to you here. Just take a couple of breaths. And if you don't have the strap here, you can just come into butterfly. Just another great way to use the strap. Okay, bringing your knees together. Let's get that strap off of us. Make the loop a little bit smaller. One last thing we're going to do here. Bring your elbows in it. So what this does is this can help our elbows to stop spreading out. So this is great to do if you're practicing things like headstand, handstand, dolphin pose, which is what we're going to do now. Okay, you don't, again, have to have the strap here, but completely up to you. I'm going to come back over onto all fours, place your elbows down on the ground. So you might already notice that this is stopping your elbows from spreading out towards the side, right? Plant your hands on the ground, tuck your toes, come into dolphin. So downward facing dog on your elbows. You may have to look downwards just so that strap isn't banging you in the head. Walk your hands in as much as you can. Just take a couple breaths here. Just notice how that strap is taking some of the weight, is stopping your elbows from spreading. And then slowly lower the knees. And just sit back on your knees for a second. Okay, let's release that strap. One last pose before we finish today. This doesn't matter if you have a loop or not. I'm going to come to a cross-legged position. So just sitting in an easy seat. Left hand's going to come behind, right hand's going to come up and over. Now, what we can do with the strap here is if you can't clasp your hands, you can use the strap to pull yourself closer. Shuffle your hands down, get your hands as close as possible so that you can really open up the chest. That's the main point here, we're opening up the chest. So just take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to switch sides, so just loosen that. Right hand comes up and over. Grab hold of the strap. Other hand comes down below. Maybe walk your hands a little bit closer. Couple of breaths here. And then releasing the strap. Okay. That is us done for today. If you would like to take a Shavasana, then please feel free to do so. You can always do that in the reclined butterfly with your strap around your legs. If not, just come to a regular seated position, hands down by the sides. Let's inhale, sweep the hands up above the head, hands come together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and check out the description below for more classes to practice.